Hey everyone, welcome back to English with Me podcast, the podcast where we help you level up your English, one episode at a time. I'm Rebecca, your super enthusiastic host, and joining me as always is the calm, cool, and collected Mike.
Hey Rebecca, hey everyone, and I'm Mike. Good to be here, as always.
Haha, okay. So today we are talking about something that literally every English learner has thought about at some point. And that is, should you go to an English center or should you just teach yourself? Self-study versus taking classes. The big debate.
Yeah, it's a question that comes up a lot. And honestly, there's no single right answer. It really depends on the person.
Totally. But before we dive in, Mike, quick question. When you started learning English, what did you do?
Honestly, I did both at different times. I went to a language center when I was younger. Then later, I shifted more to self-study. So I've kind of experienced both sides of this.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, so let's break it down properly. Let's start with learning at a language center. The pros and cons. Mike, kick us off. What are the advantages?
Sure. So the biggest advantage of going to a language center is structure. You have a set schedule, a curriculum. That's a word worth noting, listeners. Curriculum means the plan or program of what you're going to study and in what order. So you don't have to figure out where to start or what to study next. Someone has already done that thinking for you.
Yes. And I think that's huge for beginners especially, right? Because when you're starting from zero, it can feel overwhelming. Oh, another good word. Overwhelming. It means there's so much that you don't know where to begin. Like your brain just goes, ugh, too much.
Exactly. And then there's the social factor. You're in a class with other learners. You can practice speaking with real people, not just by yourself. That's really important for building confidence.
Oh, confidence. That's such a big deal. A lot of people know English grammar perfectly, but they're terrified to speak. Being in a class kind of forces you to open your mouth, right?
Right. And you also have a teacher, someone who can correct your mistakes in real time. That's really valuable because if you make the same mistake over and over and nobody tells you, those mistakes become habits, and habits are hard to break.
Ugh, so true. I remember mispronouncing the word comfortable for like 2 years. Nobody told me. I kept saying comfortable when it should be comfortable. Ha! Small thing, but it matters.
Classic example. So yes, structured learning, real-time feedback, social practice. Those are the big wins for language centers.
Okay, but now, let's be honest. What are the downsides? Because nothing is perfect, right, Mike?
Right. The first obvious one is cost. Language centers can be quite expensive, especially the well-known ones. And you're paying not just for the teaching, but for the facilities, the materials, and so on.
Yeah, and not everyone can afford that. Which is a real problem. What else?
Then there's the pace issue. In a class of 20 students, the teacher has to move at a speed that works for everyone. If you're faster, you might feel bored. If you're slower, you might feel lost. It's very rare that the class pace is perfect for you specifically.
Ooh, that's a great point. I hadn't thought about that. And what about flexibility? Like, you have to show up on Tuesday at 7 p.m. whether you feel like it or not, right?
Exactly. If you have a busy lifestyle, work, family, travel, sticking to a fixed schedule can be really challenging. Challenging? It means difficult. We use this word a lot in everyday English. It sounds more polite than just saying really hard.
Yes. That's quite challenging. Very professional sounding.
Exactly. So to sum up the language center side, great for structure, accountability, and social interaction. But it can be costly, inflexible, and not always tailored to your individual needs. Tailored? That's a word originally from sewing. It means something made to fit you perfectly. In everyday English, we use it to mean customized or personalized.
Oh, I love that word. Tailored. Like a tailored suit. Okay, now let's flip the script. Let's talk about self-study. And I have to say, I am a huge believer in self-study. Mike, what are the biggest advantages here?
Well, the most obvious one is freedom. You study whenever you want, wherever you want, at whatever pace you want. If you want to spend 3 hours on pronunciation one day and then skip grammar completely, no one is going to stop you.
Ha, yes. That's the dream, honestly. And it's also usually free or at least much cheaper, right?
Absolutely. There are incredible resources available for free. YouTube, podcasts like this one, apps like Duolingo, Anki for vocabulary. The list goes on. You can build a very strong English foundation without spending a single dollar. If you're disciplined, it means you have the self-control to keep doing something consistently even when you don't feel motivated.
And that's the key word right there. Disciplined. Because self-study sounds amazing until you don't actually study. Huh. You open your laptop, you tell yourself you're going to do an hour of English, and suddenly 2 hours have passed and you've been watching cat videos.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's the biggest pitfall of self-study. Pitfall, a hidden danger or difficulty. Like a trap you don't see coming. Without external accountability. Meaning no teacher to check if you did your homework, no classmates waiting for you. It's very easy to procrastinate. Procrastinate to delay doing something you're supposed to do. And we all do it.
Ha. Procrastinate. That word feels like it was invented for me personally. Okay, but seriously. What else is hard about self-study?
One big challenge is that you don't get immediate feedback. If you're practicing speaking by yourself, say recording yourself on your phone, you can hear that something sounds off, but you might not know exactly what. And there's nobody to tell you, hey, your intonation is wrong here. Intonation, by the way, means the rise and fall of your voice when you speak. It's what makes you sound natural, or not.
Right? Intonation is so important and so hard to self-correct. And actually, can I add one more disadvantage?
Go ahead.
When you self-study, it's really easy to only study the things you like. Like, I love learning new vocabulary, so I would always do vocabulary. But grammar? Writing? I would avoid those forever if I could. Haha.
Haha, that's a very real problem. You end up with gaps. Gaps meaning areas that are weak or missing in your knowledge, because you never forced yourself to work on the difficult parts.
Yes, gaps. So now we have a new word for my personal English learning problem. Ha. Okay. So, Mike, here's the big question. If someone is listening right now and they genuinely don't know which path to choose, what would you say to them?
I'd say, think about who you are as a learner first. Are you the kind of person who can sit down every day and study for 30 minutes on your own? No excuses, no distractions? Then self-study might work beautifully for you. But if you know yourself, and you know that you need someone to push you, that you do better with deadlines and a routine, then a language center might give you the structure you need.
That's such good advice. Know yourself. And honestly, I think the best approach is actually both. Use the center for structure and speaking practice. And then supplement. Supplement means to add something extra to make it better. Supplement with self-study at home. Watch English YouTube videos. Listen to English podcasts. Like this one. Ha.
Shameless plug. But yes, I completely agree. The two approaches complement each other. Complement, C-O-M-P-L-E-M-E-N-T, means to go well together, to make each other better. Don't confuse it with complement, C-O-M-P-L-I-M-E-N-T, which means to say something nice about someone. Very different words.
Oh, that's such a good distinction. I've seen so many people mix those two up. The sauce complements the dish. The sauce goes well with the dish. The chef complimented the dish. The chef said something nice about it. Ha! English is wild sometimes.
It really is, but that's what makes it interesting.
Okay, let's do a quick vocab recap, because we dropped a lot of good words today. Ready, Mike?
Ready.
First, curriculum, the organized plan of what you study and when. The school has a great curriculum.
Overwhelming. When something is so much that you don't know how to handle it. Starting a new language can feel overwhelming.
Tailored, meaning customized or made to fit your specific needs. A good tutor provides tailored lessons.
Disciplined. Having the self-control to stay consistent. You need to be disciplined to succeed at self-study.
Pitfall, a hidden problem or trap. One pitfall of self-study is losing motivation.
Procrastinate. To delay doing something you should be doing. Stop procrastinating and start studying.
Intonation, the natural rise and fall of your voice when speaking. Good intonation makes your English sound more natural.
Supplement. To add something extra to improve what's already there. Supplement your classes with daily listening practice.
And finally, complement, complement, to go well together. Not the same as compliment. Classes and self-study complement each other perfectly.
Great recap. 8 words. All very useful in everyday English.
All right, we're wrapping up. So to summarize today's episode, language centers are great for structure, accountability, and real-time feedback. But they can be expensive, inflexible, and not always personalized. Self-study gives you freedom, low cost, and total control over your learning. But it requires real discipline, and you miss out on live speaking practice and instant feedback. And the ideal? Combine both. Use each one to fill in the gaps of the other.
Well said. And remember, the best method is the one you actually stick to. Stick to. It means to continue doing something consistently without giving up. Stick to your study plan and you'll see results.
Oh, bonus vocabulary. Mike always sneaks one in at the end. Ha!
It's a habit.
Okay, listeners, that is it for today's episode of English with Me. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, leave us a comment, and share this with a friend who's learning English. Every share helps us reach more learners around the world. Until next time, keep speaking, keep learning, and remember, English is a journey, not a destination. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Take care.